Living positively, living positive, living positively, living
Sanibonani, sanamkela nonke kuSiyayinqoba Beat It. Uhlala noma ubani esihlangene naye lapha ukuze sinqobe izingqinamba esibhekene nazo nesandulela ngculaza. Samukela ithimba elisekelayo. Ninjani?
Sinjani?
Namhlanje sikhuluma ngotshwala nezidakamizwa. Nangendlela lokhu kwenza ukuthi iningi lethu lenze izinto eziwubudlapha nezenza ukuthi lizithole livele kakhulu ebungozini bokuthola igciwane lesandulela ngculaza. Utshwala nezidakamizwa futhi kungenza abantu ukuthi bangayithathi ngendlela efanelekile imishanguzo yabo. Lokhu kuholele kutheni bangalapheki ngendlela efanelekile. Namhlanje sihanjelwe uMandla Chuma ongumeluleki esikhungweni sokwehlukana nokusetshenziswa kwezidakamizwa eGoli. Siyakwamukela bhuti Mandla, ninjani?
Ngiyaphila sisi, ngiyabonga ukuba nawe namhlanje.
Siyabonga. Isidakamizwa esaziwa ngokuthi iTech sesiphenduke enkulu ingwadla ikakhulukazi eNtshonalanga Koloni. Ake sibhekisise kahle.
Manje size Kenilworth Clinic sizova nge-dick addiction eyingxaki ebantwini.
Tick falls into a class of drugs that we regard clinically as a stimulant. It's crystal methamphetamine, so it's an amphetamine derivative, but it in fact derives its raw chemical from your standard cough and cold remedy, pseudoephedrine. So it's a chemical, it's a stimulant, and it is relatively easy to manufacture. It's a drug that that people who market it and sell it largely target a younger age group, and so we find people starting to use Tick 16, 18, and then in the early 20s. But nevertheless, it's not focused entirely on the younger age group, although that's where we see it causing most of the problems. It causes its chemical effects by generating a massive release of neurotransmitters, our so-called feel-good neurotransmitters, dopamine, in the brain, and this results in those enhanced sensual experiences, and as a result gives people a deluded sense of their own power and ability. A sadder part, however, of crystal meth use, for those that are addicted to it, and we see this with young women specifically, is twofold. One, they become much more reckless in their sexual behaviors, and therefore perhaps sometimes a little bit more promiscuous.
And 6 ik in my man 7 and tot die oggend 6 till 6 in the morning.
But sadly, a lot of youngsters who become addicted to Tick and find that they can't function without the Tick resort to sexual favors and sometimes indeed outright prostitution in order to procure funds for the drug or in order just to simply get the drug.
Dis 'n een anti-lang stop by my. Nou, roep my nou gaat ek langs doen. Nou gaan my business nou siek ja. Vra my how much nou siek. Verplaus dit uit die. Sê ek vir hom sin sy vir 650.
Because of the chemistry of Tick and the way it creates its effect, I would discourage from people from experimenting with it, from using it recreationally, because it can very rapidly lock you into a dependence cycle. In other words, the need to repeat the activity, even though one isn't necessarily an addict as such.
In Europe, for example, heroin injecting substance abusers fueled the HIV pandemic there, but it's very different here for us. So what exactly fuels HIV in relation to substance abuse? Is it our behavior?
Yes, in our country, South Africa, it's risky sexual behavior because culturally, and according to my own experience, South Africans abuse drugs through smoking. Although there are few cases of injections, we try to educate them and make them aware that HIV, hepatitis can be transmissible through the sharing of needles and through blood contamination.
Akusizi ukutshela abantu ukuthi bangaphuzi utshwala futhi bangathathi nezidakamizwa. Kepha kumele sabelane ngokuthi ukuxhaphaza utshwala nokuthatha izidakamizwa iyona ndlela esheshayo ongathola ngayo igciwane. Kuphela konke singakusho ukuxwayisa abantu ngobungozi obukhona futhi sikhuthaze labo asebethelelekile ukuthi bathole usizo. Protect yourself, protect others. Zivikele, uvikele nabanye. Bye bye.
Bye.